Thank you, everyone. And today I'll be speaking about moonlight architecture. Now, let me start with a problem, okay? And this problem relates to the universal problem of light pollution, of which Singapore has been named as the world's most polluted, light polluted city in the world, right? And that is because Singapore never sleeps, right? And light pollution is very harmful to human, very harmful to our mental wellness, and very harmful to ecological balance, especially to nocturnal animal, because when we have excessive light, we have excessive pollution, and that will be a big problem. Well, most of us may not know is and it's generally accepted that light pollution is caused by excessive use of artificial lights, and this artificial light is actually made to be a replica of the sunlight. So every artificial light, whether it is a traditional light bulb, whether it is a tungsten light, whether it is our fluorescent tube, or even the LEDs, they are made to replicate the sun. No doubt they are good to help us see things, or to help us find our ways around, but they are essentially also bringing the issue of glare and heat to our environment, right? And glare and heat is the main cause of light pollution and the main drawback on excessive use of lighting technology, right? So what can we do about using artificial lighting without having the heat and glare? Now, we talk about it as a technology, and we say since we are using mostly artificial light that is produced according to the characteristic of the sun, why not we have something that is produced according to the characteristic of the moon? And this is the reason we founded LES, a light emitting surface. The surface is akin to the surface of the moon. We reflected light, and we call our lighting technology the moon represent our light. Yeah? The heart of the technology is that moonlight doesn't produce heat, doesn't produce glare, because you can see the moonlight from the further distance, and therefore it doesn't cause any light pollution. Now, I'm saying this not because we think that the moonlight or LES will eventually replace LEDs, but we think that a sunlight artificial lighting and a moonlight artificial lighting could harmonize to build a better environment for ourselves, right? Now, LES is an award-winning technology. It was named as the world's first printed lighting technology. And since then, we have been internationally patented in China, in Japan, in Taiwan, in Singapore, of course, in Europe. And also the trademark is also been registered trademark. On the day we launched our LES, we had immediate recognition from Philip Kwang, the world's most renowned interior decorator, and with his blessing, we were able to put out LES as a pilot project in South Beach. Right. Many people ask me what is the characteristic difference in between a LED and LES. Okay, the LED obviously is the sunlight version of the artificial lighting. LES is the moonlight version of the artificial lighting, but these are just claims. Other than the fact that we have actually used LED lighted canopy over at South Beach, and this was done by me way back in 2016. And you, as you can see, in terms of the what you call, in terms of the energy use is 330 watts per meter square. Cost is way above $2,000 a meter square. In comparison, we have LES canopy. LES canopy in terms of energy use is only a fraction of the LED canopy. In terms of cost, because we have integrated multifunctional feature into the light, the cost is reduced from 2,000 to slightly less than $800 per meter square. In terms of functionality, LES, the LED is of course function well as a canopy, but at the same time, it's also what you call shining extensive light on the people below, and also causing quite a bit of light pollution in the area that is otherwise supposed to be cool and calm. It throwback to today, the same LES could be designed with high aesthetic. In fact, LES can be produced in all kinds of patterns, any patterns that is of your preference, so that it can achieve what you call the aesthetic that is typically associated with high architectural value, right? In terms of fire safety, more and more LEDs are being used, but more and more LEDs are plastic, as and plastic is typically not very well accepted by our fire authority. Whereas LES is fully encapsulated within two pieces of glass, and that immediately will place a lot of confidence in terms of fire safety, right? Another example of LES is typically used on facade as facade lighting. And if you can look at this what you call illustration of a project we did in China, LES is completely what you call visible in high clarity, even from the longest distance. Compare this with the LED lighting that are somewhere at the bottom. They are somewhat they're not as clear as they should be, right? So LES is fundamentally a canopy lighting, a facade lighting, and more than that, we also use it as a signage. And this is a very telling picture, because these two signages, one is made of LED, the other is made of LES, and these two signages are in the same office within a short distance from each other. But as you can see, the effect of a LED, you get uneven lighting across the surface. You get dark spot. You basically don't have the luxury of lighting out the entire piece of communication letterings and all that. Whereas LES, as you can see, is clearly visible, even though the lighting condition there is even harsher than the one that is being placed with the LEDs, right? So LES can be used as a partition screen for decorative purposes, but a lot of the LES is now being used both in China, in Singapore, as well as in Thailand, as a security screen. Because as we dim our light, we need what we call our handrails and balustrade, for example, to be littered out so that they can serve as a wayfinding and security, what we call security arrangement. And LES can come in different colors. It can come in blue, green, white, and even the golden color, right? Now this is an experiment that we did for Singapore HDB block signages. A typical block signages will have a light pollution that is glaringly going into 150 watts per box, right? If the same box would have been done, and this is actual measurement, we will end up with only about less than 10 watts. So between 154 watts and 10 watts is a lot of difference. But if we were to extrapolate to the entire HDB blocks with 20,000 units of LES, we can save as much as 12 million kilowatt hours per annum of energy just by changing from LEDs to LES, right? And the energy saved is the equivalent of 25,000 HDB units, right? So this is a huge, is a huge number that has taken the attention of not just HDB, but it was in fact debated in the parliament under the cost of supply debate, right? So LES is not just used for external. Well, what we just described is external canopy, balustrade, but it has also found its way into the interior decoration, especially with regards to mirrors. Okay, we can light out mirrors with LES with all kinds of design, and it will add a lot of class to the building, right? So we have a showroom in Delphi. All of you are welcome to visit our showroom anytime you want. And if you like, you can contact me under those contact information provided, right? So thank you very much.
Thank you, Philip.
Right.
Yeah, thank you, Philip, for the very insightful sharing. So now we'll open up for Q&A. So let's check whether there's any questions for Philip. Just one moment. Yeah. So let's wait a while to see. I think the questions are coming in. But I really like what you shared, Philip. Moon represents our light. No heat, no glare, and no pollution.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Philip, there's a question that asks, why is LES considered green and sustainable? Could you give us some insights on this?
Okay, I say in my, today, green technology is all about energy saving or energy producing, as in solar, right? So LES happen to fall under the category of energy saving because everyone today think of LED as the most energy saving light in the market today. And government are promoting LED as the energy saving light. But then what they fail to realize is we have a LES, which is only consuming a fraction of the energy, energy used by LED. And in the showcase example that I cited, if let's say the whole of Singapore were to change the block signages from LED to LES, there is a huge saving in terms of as much as 12 million kilowatt hours of energy per annum. So in that sense, LES is not just about aesthetic, not just about functionality, it's also about energy saving in terms of how it can contribute to our national goal of sustainability.
Thank you, Philip. There's another interesting question that came up. Is asking that since this lighting technology is installed inside the glass, does it mean that it has to be laminated or double glazed?
It is laminated, but it is laminated with a special PVB that is considered moisture resistant. So even if you put LES out in the open, standing out as unprotected balustrade, it will not be contaminated or delaminated because of our special, what we call our special arrangement.
Okay, all right, interesting. So Philip, how about the lifespan of LES?
Okay, LES is a long life product. It has been tested to continuously for up to 30,000 hours with no catastrophic failure, right?
So 30,000 hours.
Yeah.
So what will happen after 30,000 hours? It has to be replaced?
I think LES is the only light that is classified under the non-catastrophic category, because most light after the certain lifespan, they will simply die. What do you call? They'll reach the end of the life. Right? Whereas LES, although they may after 30,000 hours, they will still remain at least a certain percentage of the light, and this light can be what you call tuned back to its normal capacity and continue to be used for a much longer period. Right? So it is completely non-catastrophic. Even LEDs, although even LEDs are known to be completely run down to zero under certain circumstances.